ladies and gentlemen, Heisman, Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, Johnny!
How you doing, brother?
Boys, so glad to be back.
It's great to have you, man. How's Sling TV? So we didn't know Sling TV still existed. We looked into it. We're pumped. We got day passes. We got weekend passes. We got week passes. And the person that's passing the news about the passes, John Sling TV.
Listen, you know what you get? Ball for $4.99 whenever you want it. You don't got to sit there and get tied up and all the, hey, you get hit with another charge, this and that. Oh, I need to cancel. Nothing. You want SEC football, baby? You got it.
Okay. Shout out to Sling TV for that. Shout out to you for doing this. You've been working today, huh?
Yeah, put in a little work day. It's fine. It's LA. It's nice. We're chilling.
How has it been? How is everything? Are we still down in College Station every once in a while? How do we feel about Texas A&M? How's Johnny Manziel, brother?
You know, Johnny Manziel has been traveling the world with a good homie of mine, seeing some amazing concerts night in and night out. I've been to probably 6 countries in the last 2 months, flying on Air Drake, going to see some shows. The last couple shows I've been to, I've asked for some extra tickets, and I'm walking outside of the venues and stuff, and trying to go bless some people and just be like, hey, do you have a ticket to the show? The guy was like, no. I'm like, you want to go see the greatest concert of your life? Here you go.
How has this concert been? Drake's concerts have been the greatest concert you ever...
They've been amazing, man. The guy is such a legend, such a great performer, so much energy, and to me, just been an amazing friend. I think, there was a point in time wherever I was in college and I go to Toronto for the first time and my mom calls me and she's like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you in Toronto and why are you hanging out with rappers? And you fast forward 15 years later and we're out the other night and my mom texts me and I pick up the phone and I FaceTime her. I'm with Drake, and just the smile on her face whenever she knows I'm in such good company around great people. She texts me right after and she's like, I know you're the happiest and safest you could ever be. Tell Drake I love him. Have fun.
Wow.
Such a good family thing by now. It's amazing.
Hey, I like to hear that.
Yeah.
We don't get that a lot in this world. I don't think that really gets chatted about. Drake went through some stuff, obviously, publicly. We all saw it. And then his bounce back here has been a big dub, obviously, throughout it all. How has he been through it all? And have you shared, life stories? And throughout this 15 years of friendship, have you guys kind of battled through and leaned on each other through it all?
We went to dinner the other night and somebody that we were with asked, how do you guys know each other? And when it first happened, I was kind of like, what? And his response was, I don't know. We met, we hung out, I made a song about it, and we've been homies ever since. And then I went back to the hotel that night and really thought about it. And what a crazy story from a kid from Kerrville, Texas, and a guy from Toronto, Canada, can meet the way we did and end up sitting here 15 years later and be thick as thieves, great boys, everybody in his crew that works, that does his music. To me, it really, really is a family thing, and something that, I make sure to reiterate to him every single time how thankful I am to be able to have somebody like him in my life. And I texted him the other day and was just like, you know what? The vibe and what you're, just kind of oozing out to everybody that's around you day in and day out is infectious. It's amazing to see you have as much fun as you do, work as hard as you do, and take care of so many people. I think anybody that really knows him and is around him.
I'd say, and the numbers speak for themselves, obviously, the success as well. His, what has it been, 15, 20 years of his dominance by him through it all? Air Drake, you talk about, it's like a 757 or something. Huge. He flies around. It's the most absurd shit. Congrats to him. Congrats to you. Happy you guys are friends and, can lean on each other throughout this life. That's a beautiful thing. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Johnny, I want a quick follow-up on the Drake situation. When you first get to go travel with him and see how he operates and how his team operates, I guess, was it eye-opening? Was it inspiring to see? I would assume a guy like that, we just think, okay, the guy rolls out of bed and he has hits, but there's no one really there's no secret to it. Guys usually are working their balls off, and they're, especially to stay for as long as he has been relevant, how good he is. What's it like behind the scenes, seeing how everything operates and how hard he probably works?
Yeah, I think I've learned so much being around the day in and the day out, from the security aspect of it to the way he moves to just the whole operation of the whole thing is truly, truly crazy. Just you want to talk about efficiency and how you move and get from one place to the next and like making sure everybody's good. Like, it is ridiculous to have 15 black cars at all times. You text in a group chat, hey, I need to go here, I need to do this. Just the way that it is. And you know, you hit the nail on the head earlier where, you know, this guy could, you know, get some inspiration from somewhere that we're at and go back to the hotel room at 5, 6, 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, sit and create a piece of art in the room and just bang it out. And it's been amazing to see. I think for me, whenever he was like, you know what, you're coming on tour with me, come, stay as long as you want. If you need to go work, go back, take care of your business. But just the whole thing, I think I look back at this, you know, when I'm 50, 60 years old and it's all said and done, he's done making music, and be like, yo, I got to do that.
Yeah, not just that. There's a lot of things in Johnny Manziel's life that when you look back at 50, 60 years old, and I assume much like myself, there's no way you thought you'd live that long. So it's like, there's a lot that you've been able to do. Take it all in, brother. Enjoy it. That is what it's about, all of it, legitimately. Now, let's talk a little bit about you playing football and who you are. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Johnny, just off the top of my head, I don't think there's been someone who's had as much like hype and build up in terms of a college quarterback since you until Arch Manning this year. Just based on like your experience and what you went through after the Heisman year and all that kind of stuff, how do you think Arch is going to fare? You know, because it feels like half the people are like, hey, this guy's going to win the Heisman this year, and half the people are like, you know what, why are we hyping up this guy? He might be like the 7th or the 8th best quarterback in the SEC.
Yeah, I think him being the 7th or 8th best in the SEC, I don't think we're going to see that. I think he's going to live somewhere in the top 3 of SEC play when it's all said and done. I think with the people that he's had around him, the way that he was raised, the way that he's grown up, I think he's prepared for what he is getting himself into. But when it comes down to it, it is SEC football. They are going to scheme for him. They're going to be prepared for him. They know what kind of quarterback he is. So you're getting everybody's best shot. You know, you're starting off the season at the top of the board. You know who's coming for the top of the board? Everybody below you. So I have high expectations. It's tough to pick anybody that's going to walk across the stage in New York in August. It's really hard, and it's almost better to not be the guy with the best odds going into it, because I can look back throughout the years, the odds-on favorite going into the season really hasn't ever been the winner when it's all said and done. But he has the opportunity with the schedule, has the opportunity with the conference to do everything that he needs to do to be in New York in December. So I expect good things from Arch.
I hope he goes on and does it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I hope he goes off. I hope he goes off.
Dude, the hype is crazy. Obviously, I've known him since he was a kid, but like everything else, I've known of him since he was a kid. I haven't known him throughout his entire life, but you get it. It's like, if he just goes off, the mental toughness, that's why, like, for guys like you, especially whenever you were down there at Texas A&M, it was like everybody on earth was expecting you to have a huge game. It's like, hey, one-up yourself from last week, bro. And you just continue to do that. The mentality that it takes to do that week in, week out, especially with all the distractions, which we got a chance to see a lot of yours. I couldn't even imagine if nowadays NIL, I'm sure you've done the math, I'm sure you've been asked about it, but like the NIL world for Money Manziel would have been outrageous. Oh my God. Think about the Cash App, all the money.
Yeah, everything.
Literally the money companies would want to be with. Let's not get into that. We don't need to get into that.
You know, maybe one of these days A&M will slide me a little check under the desk and make it all right.
Let's talk about A&M on that note. Go ahead, AP Tone.
Yeah, Johnny, quarterback Marcel Reed, who they basically found last year as a starter, has got a little bit of Money Manziel to his game. Do you like that Texas A&M now has a more of a playmaking quarterback for this season? How do you feel about the boys this year?
I was in the UK the other day, and we had an off night from a show, and was sitting there on Twitter looking at a bunch of camp clips and seeing some like routes on air and seeing some stuff, and I hit him on Instagram. I'm like, yo, give me a call. And he called me maybe 20 minutes later. We sat and had a 30-minute phone call, and just really trying to give him some tips and just talk to him and see how he's feeling. So I think for him, being able to spend the majority of the time being under center, getting the reps, knowing that you're going to be the guy. Listen, everybody could see from what he did when he came in LSU last year that the guy has the ability to shake you out of your shoes, be an unbelievable threat running the football. I think people are going to be able to prepare for that, and he's going to have to step up in a bigger way, making passes down the field and making the whole thing work. But I think having the full off season to be able to get the reps, have the time, especially week in, week out throughout the season, will benefit him tremendously compared to what he was doing last year.
That College Station place is awesome. I went down there twice last year.
Man, we had a good time on game day last year. That was a hell of a time.
Absolutely. I mean, twice. We're down there 2 times, and it's like the crowd was immaculate. Now, obviously, I think they're like, I don't want to say forced, but everybody feels obligated to be a big fan. It feels like everybody on campus and in that area, I think, feels obligated to be a massive fan. The midnight yell practice and I happen to be staying very close to where that was happening, like very, very close, very, very close. There might have been a bus that I was staying in that was literally right outside the stadium at that particular game. And I'm there chilling, and I'd heard about it, but I didn't really know what it was going to be. And it was loud. It was very loud in that stadium at like 1 a.m. And then I'm like, oh, nobody's going to show up for game day. I mean, this is a quick turnaround. It was like, nope, they just rolled right out of there, right into game day. It was like, what a great football school A&M is. Like a perfect football school, almost. Do you feel the same way about that town?
Oh, man, it's unbelievable. Seeing that stadium now and what it is, and, just week in and week out, you have some of the best fans in all of sports. I think they live for it. People that flock into that town on a weekend and just absolutely take it over. The spirit is unbelievable. The stadium, the university is great. They love it down in Aggieland. And I know for one thing, if you guys make it back this year, I'm taking your ass out on a bar crawl. Sure.
Okay, all right. Yes. Yeah, so I don't know. Do we still got the bar down there, the shop bar down there, or no?
We still got Money Bar. We're alive and well.
Okay, so I was out at like 9 down there.
Oh yeah,
9:30. I believe Shane was potentially in town as well. Yeah. Shane Gillis was in town as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were. I think, and I'm like, I got to wake up very early. It's 9 o'clock. Johnny's place hasn't even opened yet. I'm like, what do we? I don't know if I can make it. I don't know if I can make it. I'm an old man, Johnny.
We're a late night joint. We're opening at 10, stay until 2. But it's been fun to be able to have a place of my own where Johnny Football was born on those streets.
I can imagine. Some of those photos that I've seen of you from college, just walking those streets thing. I wonder where.
Those are AI.
Yeah. Of course. Hey, I couldn't imagine a Drake concert in LA, okay? Just Drake's ties to LA and everything like that. You were there last night. There was a bunch of sports icons out there. Saw a picture with you and Kevin Durant, obviously. I believe there was also a picture of you with one of our close friends and everything that's happening. Okay, yeah, fist bump for Tyrese for sure. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, Johnny, how is Tyrese's Achilles doing? We've been kind of worried over here.
I spoke to him for probably 10, 15 minutes last night. Walking around on a boot, obviously been with KD a lot. Obviously dealt with a similar injury. So I think for him, seeing him at dinner last night in really, really good spirits, I think – whatever I told him, which was pretty much, you're going through the pain, you're going through the parts that really, really suck. This is as bad as it gets being an athlete, having this injury happen. So it's determination, resiliency. I think everybody in the country was enamored with what he did throughout these playoffs and what he did this season. I think the guy is unbelievable talent, a lot of room to grow. And going through one of those pieces of life right now where you get slapped with some adversity, and it really is one of those character building things of how are you going to fight through this slowly but surely and bounce back? And from what I saw last night in the conversation we had, man, what a guy. I think he's on the right path. He'll be back.
Yeah, we love him. He's made the right stuff. All right, so what's next on tour? Where are we headed? You said you've been in 6 countries. You're in L.A. right now. You just consider that its own country as well, I assume, with everything.
Yeah, I'm going to work for a couple days, and then I'm hopping on a plane and going to go to Cologne, Germany. And then after that, my favorite little stretch of the tour, we get Stockholm, Sweden, and then it's 8 days in Milan and another 7 in Paris. And whoa, I am excited.
Okay. Well, I want to let you know, this is one of the most hysterical things that you could just be doing in life. And we appreciate that you're still Johnny Football, baby. Enjoy your life. You've earned it. And shout to Sling. Shout out to Sling.
Yeah, yo, also, something coming out September 25th. I went on a show called Special Forces.
Oh.
Put me through the military ringer, jumping out of helicopters, off of dams, some crazy stuff. So if you guys want to see me get my ass whooped by Randall Cobb in a boxing match, make sure you tune in.
Okay, so you just gave a spoiler there. Cam Newton was on this, I believe.
Oh, yeah?
Remember, he jumps off the thing onto the helicopter.
Yeah.
And the entire thing shakes. That series seems insane. That is great watch, we thought. How did you find out about it, and how'd you end up in it?
And I've been watching it. I've been good friends with Danny Amendola for a long time. He did it the first season, and then watched Cam obviously last year, and then, got the opportunity to do it to this year. And I'm like, you know what? To the deserts of Morocco. After the first day, I was really, really doubting how I was going to get through this. And, picked up a little steam, got the hang of it, and had a really good time. But, Randall Cobb, that guy's built like a tank.
I don't want to spoil the season, but Randall Cobb, he's a guy. This is from, I believe, this is Cam Newton boxing on top, and they're literally yelling at them to continue to fight, even after somebody gets knocked out tired. It's like you go through military training. It's like a boot camp / military training type with special force folks.
It's the real deal. These are real instructors, and they're really on your ass the whole time. So, when you step into that world, you're in their world. It was an unbelievable experience, one I'm very, very thankful for.
I'll tell you what, day one, I didn't know. I didn't know if I made the right decision to fly to Morocco to do that. But, all right, we appreciate you. Good luck out there, man.
And all love, boys.
Tell Anita Max I said hello, will you please? And
we need a Max win for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Manziel.
Hey, Johnny!